Good afternoon, Internet. My name is Jericho Pontifex, and this is Smash or Pass. The premise is simple, and we all know it instinctively. Would I smash, or wouldn't I? Let's get started. Aeris Gainsborough. I know it's Aerith, but in the original English version of the PlayStation game, it was Aeris, and that's the one I'm used to, so that's the one I'm going to keep calling her. You can use whichever version you like, it's fine. I mean, what's not to love with Aeris? I mean, she's got cute hair, other than the weird huge bangs in this particular version, and the shoulder pads. The dress is cute, buttons right up the front, which, convenience, that's nice. She's an all-around good person, hard to be mad at that. She does, help save the world, that's nice. I like the world, I live there. Yeah, smash. Barrett Wallace. Okay. I understand the proximity to being problematic it is to not adore the one black character in the entire game, especially as a fella as white as I am. I get it. I want to make it clear that part doesn't matter shit to me. My problem with Barrett, and why I don't care for him, is his attitude. Much like other people that I can agree with politically. I'm looking at you, Bono. They are just so abrasive in a way they get the point across that even that I agree with them, I still don't like being near them. And Barrett is a prime example of that. I agree with all the things, well, at least most of all the things he says. All the things he says about the planet and, trying to save the world, he's correct. He's completely correct. And I agree with him. But he's so abrasive in the process, it's hard for me to care about him. I understand that at times, at least outside of YouTube, some people might say the same thing about me. I accept that. And honestly, that only makes my point even further. Sometimes I'm frustrated by myself. Why would I want a second helping of myself around? I don't even like me sometimes. We can unpack that in a later episode. I definitely don't want a second version of myself. I gotta deal with me and then another me? No. Pass. Sorry, Barrett. Biggs. I adore Biggs, especially since in the remake, if you haven't played it yet, I recommend it. He looks like Charlie Sheen, but like a young Charlie Sheen before he got weird. Young, like Three Musketeers era Charlie Sheen. While I never thought Charlie Sheen was particularly attractive myself, back then I could see why other people would think that easily. He's like a purified, clean version of Charlie Sheen. And as for Biggs himself, he's a good guy. He's trying his best. He's trying to do what's right. He doesn't make a big fuss about things. What's not to appreciate? Smash. Kate Shee, or however it is you pronounce it. I'm kind of going with the Irish pronunciation of those words, sort of. I'm not sure what the game thinks its pronunciation should be. I haven't played Rebirth yet, but that's what we're going with. I mean, no, it's an animatronic thing. Oh, here's the thing. I never really figured it out. I could go look it up on Wikipedia, but I'm not going to do that in the middle of recording. So you all get to just listen to me. So it's a cat riding on top of like a big Moogle creature with bat wings, I guess. I don't know. Are they both animatronic? Is only the Moogle thing animatronic and the cat is real? Is the thing big Moogle animatronic but the cat's like a sophisticated android? I don't know what's going on. I never did quite figure it out because he's supposed to be directing the Moogle with the megaphone. He gets better control with a better megaphone. That's why you gotta keep upgrading the megaphone. If you want to. I don't because I hate him. But it doesn't really matter because it's either an animatronic robot or it's going to be a cat. And either way, the answer is absolutely fucking not. No, pass. Sid Highwind. Oh, Sid, you're back. I adore Sid as a character. I think he's funny and well written for what he's supposed to be. He is a bit of a cunt, though, isn't he? I think we can all agree, at least in 7, he's a bit of a cunt. He's shouty and aggressive. He treats his apprentice lady, whatever her name is, I can't remember, kind of like shite. Yeah, he's not a great person. I'll say good person, because he does try to help save the world, that's nice. But he's not a great person. And because of that, and let's be honest, he's a little obsessed with that rocket and his airship. He doesn't feel like he takes a whole ton of time for personal hygiene, you know? I'm gonna have to say pass. Sorry, Sid. Cloud Strife. What a weird version of the Buster Sword. Okay, well, let's address the elephant in the room. And by elephant, I mean the rhino. And by rhino, I mean that fucking hair horn. What the fuck, Cloud? Why does your hair do that? Is it artificial? Is it a sneaky helmet that isn't supposed to look like a helmet? Is it an intimidation thing? Are you trying to ward off predators? What's going on with the hair spike? I've never seen you use it in combat. Is there a thing I didn't unlock? That said, once we can deal with the hair spike, I feel like we can get somewhere. Apparently, I've come to learn about myself that I appreciate very emo boys. I don't know why. That's another episode. It's not going to be another episode. I'm not unpacking that on this channel. God, no. And we know from the events of both the original game and remake that he looks fantastic in a dress. We can all agree. He can really move it. And let's be real with ourselves, okay? If you've played the original and you've played the remake, do you really think Cloud is anything other than a bottom? Especially after the Honeybee Inn scenes in both games. I think he liked being in the girls' clothes. And I'm not judging him for that. I'm not judging him at all for that. In fact, it takes a maybe up to a smash. Don Corneo. Never have I ever seen that many STDs personified as a single individual. I would rather give cocaine to a honey badger, personally insult the honey badger, steal the honey badger's money, and then proposition it while nude, than be within 5 feet of Don Corneo without the ability to strangle him until the fat fuck drops dead. Pass. Elena. Okay. We have some pluses and minuses here to work through. Plus side, I think she's quite cute. I dig her haircut. I dig her poise. I dig her professionalism. Downsides. She is a Turk, and therefore, legally speaking, a cunt. Also, she seems overly obsessed with Sang. I can't remember how to pronounce the name, terribly sorry. He'll be up here soon, I'm sure. But presumably, if we're at this point, she is over that aspect. Or she wants help getting over that aspect, that obsession. Which is fine. So, given the fact that she is a Turk, it would be probably a bit of a hate fuck. But that's okay, so smash. Elmira Gainsborough. I knew she was coming up, so I had a little bit of time to think. And I think I know my answer, because she has done great work being a single mom to just a poor girl she found on the side of the road, effectively. She's done her best. She's had to deal with all of Aeris's weirdness. She's had to deal with a Turk showing up at her house. It's not like she had much of a dating life in the meanwhile. She's gotta be lonely. Yeah. Yeah, smash. Godo Kisaragi. I hope I said that right. Hey Godo, fuck you. Fuck you. You had my admiration for standing up to Shinra and fighting them. Sure. Fuck Shinra. However, you enabled your little crotch gremlin to be a constant and everlasting pain in my arse, and you nearly got the entire world killed. Fuck you. For being a big bitch. Pass. No. I don't care what you look like. Fuck you. Heidegger. Oh lordy. Where do I fucking start with you, you bastard? You're nothing but a fucking homicidal maniac, honestly. No. You're hideous to boot. I hate you so much I can't even focus on what you physically look like, because all my brain registers is hate for you. Pass. I hate you so much. Palmer. Oh, fuck you, Palmer. You're also a complete and utter bastard. Not only are you a complete bastard, you look like a fucking discount bin clown as well, you fucking weirdo. Look at that stupid hair. You woke up in the morning, looked at that, and went, yes, I'm going to my fancy corporate job with this fucking haircut. And a bow tie. Don't forget the fucking bow tie. That's what really sets it all off and gives it the nice mwah that this outfit needs. No. Eat shit. Die. Pass. President Shinra. I can appreciate your Machiavellian tendencies, but I don't want to fuck it. You are unapologetically a complete evil bastard. You are the worst person. You are the personification of everything wrong with capitalism. And you are the glorification of all of the suffering that capitalism has wrought. I would fuck everything else that I've ever reviewed in this YouTube channel's history before I did anything other than strangle you with your own severed intestines. Pass. Roshard Zangan. I don't actually remember you from the original game, and I don't know if you're in the new one yet, because I haven't gone that far, but I do know who you are. You are the gentleman who trained Tifa how to fight. Good for you. You did a great job. She's awesome. Given that I don't know a whole lot about you, I'm just going to have to go based on this beard, mostly. It is a nice beard. You don't look too hideously malformed. You're not a complete and utter monster as a person, but you also don't look like a particularly kind or gentle bedmate. I'm not really interested, but for your efforts in trying to make the world a better place and teaching Tifa, just once, smash. Red 13. Okay. Red is one of my favorite characters in the game. I think he's well written, I think he's fun, I think he's a cool looking character. He is, however, physically, like emotionally, I want to be his friend. Emotionally, I want to sit and have long discussions with him about the whole world. And they would be treasured memories for the rest of my life. Genuinely. Physically, however, he's impressive, he's cool looking, I enjoy this aesthetic. He is also just a big cat guy. He is just a big cat thing. I would absolutely be his friend. He's far too much animal and not enough not animal. Sorry, Red, but fucking pass. Sephiroth. You know, having played through Crisis Core now, and seeing a lot of very young Sephiroth, well, it's still adult, but, early days Sephiroth. At that point, I probably would have said yes. But you have gotten far too weird since the events of the main game. Like, I don't think you were ever a great person, but I think you did start off as a decent person for a little while early on. And I know physically you're still the same appearance. Towards the end of the game, fuck knows what kind of weird mutations you got going on inside of you with all of those Juno cells and everything else. No. That's going to be a whole new fucked up kind of STD that I don't need in my life. And also, you're kind of a cunt. So, pass. Tifa Lockhart. Now, I know a lot of people will talk about how attractive she is physically, and sure, she absolutely is. Some people will comment about her huge tracts of land, and they are massive tracts of land, and that's great. Other people will comment upon her personality. She's very sweet, she's kind, she's helpful to her friends. She's not bloodthirsty like Barrett. Those are all very nice qualities as well. Those are qualities I cherish in many partners that I've had. And both of those are enough to make me say yes. But here's what clinches it for me personally. Yes, she's gorgeous. Yes, she's a wonderful person. But she's the only character to rush in and go, I want to save the world. I'm going to punch it with my angry fist until the world is okay. And I think that's fucking hilarious. She could have been trained in all sorts of weapons, even simpler weapons like a quarterstaff or a spear. Nope, just fists. I'm going to kick and bludgeon everything in my way until everyone is happy and safe again. And that is a hilarious way to go about the world, and it's savage as fuck, and that's the clincher for me. The other two could have been far weaker in points, and I still would have said yes, but put them all together, it's a no fucking brainer. Of course, smash. Sang, or sung, I'm not entirely sure. I've heard it both ways. You know, you're not a bad-looking dude, but you are a Turk, and as previously established, legally speaking, you are a cunt. You do show a modicum of kindness to Aeris over the course of the story, but not enough to make you stop doing your job. Like, you know what you're doing is kind of wrong, so you try to mitigate it, and that's why you're kind to Aeris. However, you still continue to do your job anyway. You continue to do wrong, even though you realize that it is wrong on occasion. And for that, I'm going to say pass. Vincent Valentine. Now, we could talk about why his legs appear to be longer than his torso, but we're not going to, because it's weird. I enjoy his personality. I think it was well written. I dig the overall aesthetic. I still don't know why they decided to put a vampire into Final Fantasy. I don't get why he's there. I don't get why... Like, okay, so vampires can exist in that world. Sure, absolutely. But so can unicorns. You didn't put a unicorn into the party. No. You're just like, could vampires exist? Yeah, I suppose. Great, let's make a vampire character. Why? I'm not mad, I'm just confused. He's also a little emo, so hopefully a ride will make him calm the fuck down. Smash. Wedge. Wedge, my boy. Wedge is a great character. He is the sweetest boy that ever was. I don't particularly want to see him naked. I want to give him a hug? Yes. And I want to be his friend. Absolutely. Don't really want to see him naked, though. Pass, but I do want to be your friend, I promise, Wedge. You are cool. Zack. Here's my conundrum with Zack. I'm sure he's the handsomest boy. He's going to be fit as hell. He's going to have the firmest fucking ass on the goddamn planet with all those squats he does. That boy squats so much that booty's got to be rock solid muscle. And that's pretty cool. However, just before I started Crisis Core, I accidentally encountered someone describing Zack as an excited, hungry puppy. And now, having played through Crisis Core, I find that description so fucking accurate. Wow, he is the most excited, hungry puppy that has ever been. He is 15 huskies and 27 Labradors, all rolled into one, with the appetites of each combined exponentially, and a level of innocence that I don't understand how it exists in a professional soldier. How have you learned how to fight and kill people and maintained that level of sheer innocence? I don't understand. He would be a lot to deal with. However, like a puppy, he's going to be extremely food motivated. So if I can get one of those, big family share-sized bags of, Skittles or M&Ms, I will own that boy in a week. I'll be so exhausted afterwards, but I think it would be fucking hilarious, so smash. Alright, that's enough for now. If you've watched this long, you're just as weird as I am, so don't judge me. I'll see you next time. Cheers.